I bought the Fyra 12 3 years ago, so the oven's construction and structure is fine. It's all working well, apart from the chimney thing, but I'll come on to that a bit later. But the integrity of the structure is really good. I have no problems with it. The only thing that has affected the outside, as you can see here, is the pellet, I don't know what it's called, oils or juices that come out from the wood pellets. Now, I use good quality wood pellets. I think that's just something that happens. It's happened before with my Ooni 3. I think you can wipe that up, but I leave it. It doesn't affect the structure and it always comes back. So I just keep having to clean it as the juice and oils sort of burn out of there. That's the only thing that's really affecting the looks of the structure of the outside of the oven. Another aspect of this oven design that has made using the Fyra 12 an enjoyable experience is the door with the little flap hole at the top and bottom, so you can lower it and then put it back into the position of the door, and it's just a really nice design addition, and it'll save you a lot of time thinking about, oh, where do I need to put my pizza door whilst I'm moving my pizza. There's a peephole in the door. I think that peephole is for when you're just heating up your oven just to check your flame is there. I've never used it because I can hear the flame. You can hear it like burning in the back, and so I've never really needed it. What this oven really needs though is a side thermometer dial, because that would be more important than a peephole, or have a side thermometer dial and a peephole so you can check the flames and you can check the side temperature, because I think it's more important to have a side temperature dial and a peephole. So if Ooni do redesign this oven, it would be great to have a side dial, temperature dial. So going back to the chimney latch, that chimney latch broke about 2 months in, and I wasn't doing anything with it. It just broke one day. I don't even use the latch. It's just there for if you do decide to change the temperature of your oven. If you slightly close the vent in the chimney, then it allows your flames to go down so you can retain a lower heat. But I've always got mine fully open because I'm always cooking pizza. I'm not cooking anything else in there. And so I've never used the latch, and then the spring just went. I think going forward, I'm going to have to take it off, because I've noticed during my cook, I'm just going like this all the time checking the latch, and it's just a pain. So yeah, I'm just going to remove it completely. Yeah, that's one of the things that did fail on the oven, which is unfortunate. It's something really simple like that. But the good news about the chimney is if you are traveling, you can detach it. It's quite a tall chimney, but it can be split into 2 pieces. And that's nice for traveling because you haven't got one long piece of chimney. That's another good thing about this oven. It's fantastic for traveling because you've got your bag of pellets, you've got your lighter fuel, and you've got your oven, and that's all you need apart from your pizza stuff. But that's all you need to get this oven going and cook with it. So it's brilliant for traveling if you're going to take it to the beach or wherever you're going to cook pizza. Very lightweight, easy to store, compact, folds up with the legs. So that's one of the bonuses about this oven. It's lightweight and great for traveling. And if you're thinking of buying this oven as well as an entry-level oven, because it's reasonably priced compared to the other ovens on the market at the moment and in the Ooni range, the only thing you really need to think about is the fuel you are going to use if you are investing in a pizza oven. The fuel is really important, and it's even more important if you're new to pizza cooking, because some fuels are easier to cook pizza with than others, as I've learnt on my pizza journey. Since I started my pizza journey, which was a few years ago now, I've noticed that the fuel has changed over the years. Like the fuel quality has improved. So for example, when I bought my first pizza oven, the market was very much wood-fired ovens, some electric ovens, which were quite expensive, and some wood pellet ovens. Then the Coated 12 came out, and now a few years later we've got electric ovens coming into the market that really are matching up in their design to produce a quality pizza as well as a gas-fired oven. And even though they don't have any natural flames, if you're looking as a beginner pizza cook to get an oven that's easy to use, electric ovens may be the way forward, because there's no turning with some of them, e.g. the Ninja wood fire. I don't have to turn And I don't even have to have that much experience with pizza cooking either to use that oven. With the Fyra 12, you will need to learn how to cook pizza in a wood-fired pizza oven, which isn't as easy as a gas-fired oven or an electric oven, because you've got to not only maintain the fuel engine at the back with pellets, but you're also checking the stone, checking everything's okay. There's so many things to monitor. You've also got to learn how to make sure your pizza doesn't overcook or undercook as well on the stone and with the flames. So there's a lot more to learn if you are thinking of buying a Fyra 12 pizza oven, which is wood pellet fueled. I've made so many mistakes. I've burnt so many pizzas in a wood pellet oven when I first started off, and thankfully I learnt from those in the Ooni 3, so I could apply them in the Fyra 12, but I probably would have done the same thing in the Fyra 12 if that had been my first pizza oven. I just had to keep going, experience the bad to learn from them, the mistakes I was making, because the lighting of it, even for me, after all these years, I am still not great at lighting. Let's talk about the lighting of the Fyra 12. It's getting the pellets lit in the first place, putting them in the oven. If it goes out, what you do, there's no side hole in the side like the Ooni 3 did, where you could put your gas burner and it would light up in the oven. With this one, there's a grill at the back. So if it goes out, I use that to light the oven. I'm not sure if I should be, but that's what I'm doing. It's the only way I can access the actual pellets to relight them whilst it's in the oven. Also, not only have you got to make sure that that happens, you've also got to check the pellet hopper for all the pellets coming down. And I use good quality pellets, but they've got stuck in the hopper, so I tap them and they fall down. So you've got to monitor that as well. Not only are you making sure that your pellets are lit and they don't go out, and if they do, you need to access it from the back if they do. I have pulled the tray out whilst it's hot to relight, which wasn't the best thing to do, especially if you've got some pellets coming down in the hopper. It's very difficult to do that, and it's also super hot, so you could burn yourself. So you either light it whilst it's still in the oven, relight it whilst it's still in the oven, or you have to pull it all out and start again. And then you've got the issue of it getting stuck, monitoring it, tapping it down all the time to make sure the pellets flow down, making sure you don't overwhelm the lit pellets inside with too much of the pellets coming down. So there's all this as well. So not only are you monitoring the heat of your oven, monitoring the heat of your stone, monitoring the size of your flame, which has to be a decent size for the cook, you're also making sure your pellets are well lit, that the topper is got a proper feed going down it, and you're doing all that, and you are cooking your pizza and all that. So there's quite a lot to manage with this oven. It would be a bit of a learning curve for anybody who's not used a pellet oven before. The fuel here is really important consideration as to what oven or pizza cooking style you're going for. But it does give you that wood flamed cook that you're after in an easy entry-level budget oven. To be fair, the wood pellets are easy to store. With wood-fired log cooking, you have all the logs and you've got to keep them super dry, and then you've got the lump wood charcoal. But with this, you've just got a bag of pellets, keep them dry, much easier. So there's pros and cons. This isn't a switch on and go oven. However, once you've got it, once you've done it a few times and learnt from things that go right or wrong, you won't even think twice about it. So there's that. It just takes that little bit of time to get it going. And because you're dealing with wood pellets, you are going to get ash, and the ash is going to go on the stone. It's going to go everywhere around your pizza, on the table. Your pellets are going to fly off and land in the places you don't want them to land. It's not a really messy oven compared to like lump wood charcoal, which is a lot messier, but it's still a lot messier than gas and electric fueled ovens. So what I do with the ash, once I've finished with it, sprinkle it over my garden, plants, onto the earth around my plants, because apparently it's full of nutrients, so that's what I do. So you can get a bit smoky and smelly. Got a bit smoked out with the chimney. You can see here it gets very smoky and a bit smelly in a nice way, because I love the smell of wood, and I think the pellets I use are oak ones, so I get that lovely wood oak smell. As I always say, with all the ovens I cook in, Just because you're cooking with oak pellets, it doesn't mean that you're going to get an oak flavoured pizza. The pizzas are going to take about 60 to 90 seconds to cook, and your pizza is going to be cooked with the flame. The smoke is only there before the fire comes in. Done. It's caught. That's now changed from smoke to heat. Yay! So once it ignites, the smoke is gone, and then you've got the flames, full flames. So it's not smoke that cooks your pizza, it's fire, it's flames. So I've loved using this oven. 3 years later, this oven is working very well. There's nothing broken apart from that thing on the chimney. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a wood pellet oven. I think it needs some upgrades on a newer model. So if Ooni are bringing out a newer model, I think it should have a temperature dial on the side so you don't have to keep opening the door and releasing all the heat. So that would be nice. Another thing about the Fyra 12, which is not a huge plus for me, is cooking without seeing the pizza cook. So it's nice to see the pizza cook, but you've got to put the door on. And so I think maybe if they could put a glass door on this one, that would be great. But again, there needs to be entry-level pizza ovens, and I know all these different extra accessories may create more costs. So with a glass door, the oven price may go up. With a temperature dial on the side, the price may go up. I also wouldn't want that to happen. I always think that there needs to be entry-level pizza ovens, and so maybe if it means that not having those two things keeps the price of these entry-level pizza ovens down, then so be it. I just think that adding all these things on may increase the cost and stop people entering the pizza oven market. My first oven was the entry-level oven, the Ooni 3, and the only reason why I got into pizza cooking at home was because it was a good price. I wanted to check it out. Maybe if I didn't like cooking pizza, I wouldn't have spent too much money and wasted my money. That's why I think that it's always important to have an entry-level pizza oven, but that doesn't have all these like fandangled bits on it. So even though I'm saying I think it would benefit from a side dial, at least temperature dial, just that would be just great without putting the cost up. So it's a great oven, great starter oven, great for traveling, super oven for traveling, a lovely lightweight oven, a good starter oven, but you will need to learn how to cook with wood pellets, which might be a bit frustrating at times, but once you've done that and gone through that process, you'll be fine. But if you haven't cooked pizza before, then you will have to sort of link that with that. You'll have to learn to do pizza, then learn to do the wood pellet. So just make sure that it's the right fuel option for you and your purposes, because there are ovens that aren't wood pellet. There's electric and gas as well. So I hope you found this video useful. Check out all my other videos with the Fyra 12 and all the other pizza ovens in the links above and below. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!